hanging. It was it's 1080. Me? Alright. I'll give you the spec later. Okay, so introduce myself. I'm Owen. I've been doing emails for plus 10 years, coding them and working with clients. I've seen lists of over 100,000 multiple times, so seen a lot of data, so I know a couple of things. I've got cards in my pocket because I'm going to forget what I'm doing. So basically, hopefully you already know this, but email is okay for getting new business. It's okay for retaining customers. Should be pretty obvious what email's good at, communicating with customers. If you want to hit the next slide, Gary. So this is commonly what I find with my clients, as they say to me, why can't I use Outlook to do this? Does anyone know reasons why? Well, if you send more than 300 emails in an if you send more than 300 an hour, you could get your blacklisted. Yeah, so you don't really want to do that because your domain email will get blacklisted. Other reasons would be that it's kind of hard to track. You won't get red rates or open rates. If you stick everybody in a CC, you're probably breaking GDPR. And if you stick everybody in a BCC, you need a to address. You probably put your own or something, and you're going to land in junk mail. So it's just all round not a very efficient way of doing it. Plus, you can't really make it look nice. So if you're doing anything corporate like e-commerce or something like that, it wouldn't work. And plus, you can't personalize it, so you can't write somebody's name on it. And it's basically not the right tool. Yeah, sort of. Oh, and also, if Joomla is sending emails on your behalf, so when you set it up in the configuration, you set up the email address. If you had a dodgy component, which was a form component or something, and somebody hacked it, they potentially can start bombing out emails from spam, and your domain can get blacklisted. So you just need to be a bit careful keeping your form stuff up to date as well, so you don't get blacklisted for those reasons.
Yeah,
and you
Happened to one of my clients recently.
Yeah.
Exactly what you just said.
Yeah, I've seen it happen loads of times. Just be careful. I always set up the SMTP settings in Joomla rather than PHP mail, because I've seen that have the flaw a long time ago. I think it's improved now, but worth knowing. So if you want to hit, so basically the next question is, you want to start emailing, how are you going to get a list, where are you going to get it from? So can I buy one is something that a lot of people come to me. I've got a list of 10,000, it cost me 20 quid. So hit the next button, Gary. Yeah, so basically you can, but you don't really want to. Anyone give me a reason why you wouldn't want to buy a list of 10,000 people to start your email campaign?
Consent.
Yeah, consent is one, but I had someone call me the other day. They're going to sell me, a couple of hundred quid, 10,000 names. They're all consented to have their data sold, allegedly. Pinch of salt, I didn't trust him that much, but if they have consented, say we take it as fact, it gives you legal documentation, why else wouldn't you want the list?
Well, he might purloin the list to somewhere else, and in the list there is a list owner's email.
Is that me? Is that you?
Well, they wouldn't be your customers, would they?
Yeah, right, so you don't know who these people are, you don't know why they've signed up. Basically, say you're selling shoes, well, they might not ever have any interest in buying shoes. They might be web designers or something. Even if you know that they got all the data from, web designer with shoes. Even if you know they got all the data from, say, like a marketing exhibition or something, and it was related to marketing, it's still not going to be specific enough. You're never going to know enough about the clients, basically. You'll never be able to segment it properly. I can't do this. Next one, Gary. So, does anyone know ways to grow your list? If you haven't got one.
Inform on your website.
Yes, up to inform on your website, but not saying subscribe to newsletter, because you're not telling anyone a reason to subscribe. So obviously offer some value.
Offer them something.
Yeah, right.
Something for free.
Yeah, so like a white paper or something is always a good one.
Yeah.
But any other ways apart from on your own website, because you're kind of relying on people to already be at your website. If you're looking for a new customer, then potentially they're already on your website. You don't really want them signing up for the list. You want them to buy something there and then. So how else can you get them to sign up?
Traffic from other sources into the site.
Yeah, so a couple of ways you could do it. You can collaborate with other people. So if they've already got an email list and you don't compete with them, You could be a symbiotic relationship. You could sponsor their email list or something. They're not just going to hand it over because that's GDPR, but you could still work together with them and yourselves. Social media is always a good one. You can offer white papers and stuff on social media instead of your website, so you're going out and reaching more people, and you can have a funnel and stuff like that. Have we got anything written down on this? You can do events. If you do like an event like this, for example, people normally have to register, so they give you the email address. Seminars, stuff like that. And just as an indicator, sort of around the 10,000 mark on your list is when you start getting quite good results. Once you get to 100,000, it becomes quite inefficient, and you find it really hard to segment and keep control of your list, and you basically start losing efficiency. So you start needing a bigger budget to work this stuff out. So that's why size isn't everything. I would rather have, you know, depending on what you're selling, obviously, but you'd rather have 100 engaged people than 10,000 people you don't know. So next one, Gary. So this is an example of a funnel. I don't know if you guys have heard about funnels before, but say for example I'm selling a friendship bracelet for £1. You don't really need a funnel for that. First email you can sell them the bracelet because it's not a big decision or anything. But if you're like an independent financial advisor, that's quite a big decision. Nobody's going to give you 40 grand or something like that. So that's when you start using funnels. So if you hit the next one, Gary, this is a made up funnel. Take it with a pinch of salt. So I might offer different things to different people. Next one. So this might have an email or a white paper, 10 mistakes people make with their pension after moving jobs. Rather than just offering a pension, we're now giving people a specific thing that's happened. They've changed jobs. Oh, what's happening with my pension? It's still with the old company. What shall I do? Gives them a bit of a reason to think. Next one. So we just take them through all these different scenarios. Each time they open an email, they've received more information. Next one. So they're all made up, so this is probably not the best headline really, but next one. So another way of just making them, you know, think about things, click on things, open things. Just keep going through them. There's a few there. And then, yeah, next one. Next, back to that one, sorry. So why that would work, you just press the left button, you go back. Why that would work is because every time someone's reading an email and opening it, you've got your open rates, you've got your click rates. They're sort of self-qualifying that they're interested in pensions. If they read one email, it's a throwaway thing. They might have just been semi-interested. If they've read 5 or 6 emails, at this point, you could probably give them a call and say, hey, I'm this guy, you've been reading my emails, blah, blah, blah. It's not really a cold call anymore. It's a warm call. They say, oh, yeah, I know you. I've been reading your emails. And then they're more susceptible to opening up to you. So obviously, you're not going to close a pension or something over an email. That's not really how you do it. But the funnel will self-qualify the lead. And as you're going through and as they build trust, you can ask them for more information. Give us your proper name, give us your address, give us the industry you work in. Slowly start building up stuff so that they have to earn the next reward. Plus, you can sort of say to them, you've been interested in pensions, would you like to know about investments? And if they click on the link to know about it, then you can automatically add them into another list. So now you've got 2 qualifying lists, which they potentially read more, and you go, okay, they want to know about both things. So go to the next one. So that's basically how you grow your list, but also how you segment your list and how you build the trust up as you're going along to finish it off. So Gary, click to the next one. This is personalization. This is the old presentation. Never mind. Go to the next one. So personalization, the thing customers do straight away is, oh, hi Phil, you know, and I'm like, well, that is personalization, but that's not really what it means. Next one. What is, in fact, go back to, back, one more. This is more like what it is. So you have things like whether people have, what the behavior they've taken. You might find things like gender or stuff like that to segment, but more than gender, you probably want to know their interests. So yeah, if you've got people who are looking at shoes and they're looking at girls' shoes and then they're looking at sports shoes, you know that they're more interested in that side of things. So that's where you get your behavior triggered emails, and you can basically start having branch logic. So they're interested in this type of trainer, but they don't want to spend more than 20 quid. or they love the expensive trainers. And then you get the branch logic. The more you do it, the more you segment, the more relevance you can make your emails. It's not a small job, but it's how you get the money out of email, basically. So here's some stats which are pretty good. Individualized email messaging is 54%. I wouldn't class that as high fill. I would class that as high fill. Here's something you're interested in. Go forward a couple, Gary. Next one. That one maybe. So here's some stuff which is advanced personalization. So you can do countdown timers. If you want to click on that link, Gary. This site's pretty neat. If you look at the features, Gary. So get rid of that, yeah. So apart from countdown timers, they can also do personalized images. So it can have like text on it or different stuff for different people. You can do a live social feed, so you can have your Twitter coming up in an email. In emails you can't use PHP, you can't use JavaScript, so this is complicated stuff that they're sending through. Even Photoshop images, so you can actually have layers basically, where you might have holding data on one layer, for example, placeholder for the name. So you could have an image with happy people or whatever, and then the name could be as part of the image, or the text could be on the image, nicely styled and still personalized. So that's, if you go back to the presentation, that's a nice little site which has got some cool stuff. Back to Prezi.
I'm trying to go back to Prezi, but we came off it because of this, didn't we?
Oh, right.
Okay.
That's it, yeah. So I don't know if you want to go on that example. They basically, Litmus released an email where they had like 20 or 30 gravatar images. So if you were reading the email, there'd be like a gallery of images, and then you'd go, hold up, that's me. So it was like real engagement for people because they saw their own picture, and it's quite a technical thing because they were working out how to get the gravatar image into it and be personalized when you can't use PHP and stuff like that. If we go onto a new tab, Gary, so I should have asked you this before. Oh, in fact, if you go to MailChimp, sorry. So if you go to campaigns, top left, campaigns. And if you go into this session as a campaign, and if you go into edit design, and if you go at the top and go to preview and test and click on preview, into preview mode, and just click on this live merge info. So you'll see it puts my name in there. So if you click on this where it says this form, this is something I set up earlier. So you can see it's already got my name in the form and my email address. So we already knew that data. It's really horrendous when you know someone's email address and you make them type it in again, especially if they're on a mobile or something. It's horrible. This is like a Joomla plugin that I created. If you inspect the element, Gary, you'll see there's a hidden field there as well.
So that's for logged in people?
That's for someone who clicked on an email.
Oh,
Just
okay.
got an email from MailChimp.
Yeah, so
So where is that hosted then?
just inspect where's
Where's it, what landing page is that then?
this is just a demo site we've got set up which we might use later.
So that you've created
So if you go down to the hidden one, there should be a hidden one somewhere.
I cannot see this at all. Yeah, I can see typing machine.
No, it should be down a bit, I think. Yeah, look, see here.
Other way.
Sorry.
Okay.
So you can see there that there's a hidden field and it says they use Joomla 1.5. So you might not necessarily want to advertise that to your client, that you've got this information and you're storing it with the form they filled in, but you still might want to store it all in one place. So we had a client before and they wanted to book hotel rooms for people for an event. But they didn't want to have to put their names in there and their email address. So we had hidden fields, so we still knew we could associate the hotel room with Bob, but they only had to click, I want to stay in a hotel or I'm staying somewhere else, and answer, yeah, I want to go to the event or whatever. And all the other information was hidden in hidden fields, but it also was mandatory. So if somebody came to the site and said, I want a hotel room, it said, I'm sorry, you haven't filled in your name. So obviously you could bypass it by hacking the source code, but not everyone's going to be that clever, and it just severely minimised them problems they could have had. So that's one reason to use hidden fields. You can get more data about people. If anyone wants the plugin, just shout and I'll send you a copy. So if we go back to the Prezi, next one, next bit. So in MailChimp or AC Mailing or anything you use, you normally get read rates, open rates and click rates. Anybody want to hazard a guess which is the most important?
Click through.
Click would be the one. But even more important than that would be sales, or whatever the ideal goal is. So obviously you need to tie the two together and measure them, because you might have a great open rate and nobody's clicking, or you might have a great click rate and nobody's buying, and a lot of it's to do with how you've positioned the offer, the content, the images and stuff like that. So if you go to the next one with the badly spelt word, go to the next one. So this is a free resource. It goes, it's from Campaign Monitor, and it's a Google Analytics dashboard for emails. So if you install that, you'll have an email dashboard which gives you all your metrics in one place. You just click on the dashboard and you can see your overall campaigns, how they're performing, stuff like that. It's pretty neat, it's free, and it's so easy. You literally just click it, it opens up Analytics and says, do you want to install this? So pretty useful. I've used it a few times with clients. They're normally so impressed, and it's so easy for me to do. Next one. Obviously, if you're running emails, make sure you've got your tracking on, make sure you've got Analytics sorted. MailChimp's got an integration that does it. If you're not doing it, use the URL builder, the Google URL builder, and do it manually. You should be doing it. So testing everything, so go to the next one. So subject lines are quite difficult to test, but they affect open rates and read rates, conversion rates, click rates. They affect everything, but especially delivery rates, because they are the thing that triggers spam filters. So you really want to have a look at this sort of stuff, so you don't get the spam filters. There are sites out there which have got the spam words listed. I'll put this in my pocket, yeah. There's sites out there that have got the spam words listed. It's on the most up-to-date template, but I haven't sent it to Gary, so my bad. Let's go to the next one. You can Google it, spam filter triggers, and it will show you. So subject lines are hard to test, because if you write two completely different subject lines, you don't really know. There's too many variables there. It could be the style of the writing, could be the order of the words. So things you might want to test is, Phil, would you like to buy this water? Or we've got some water, would you like to buy it? Phil, like, is his name at the beginning or the end making a difference? That would be quite an easy one with one variable. If you do a totally different style, then it's really hard to measure it, but you might think about doing emotive versus logical, stuff like that. Putting putting emojis in there can work quite well. I would normally advise you never to put the person's first name in the subject line. I've seen it, I just think it totally bombs in all the stuff I've seen. There is your spam words list if you want to check that. There's loads of resources out there, don't just use that one. You find there's quite a lot of American stuff on there, but you'll still be surprised that there'll be something like discount or something on there, and you'll go, what? But everybody must say, oh, we're running a discount or an offer or something. Do you want to click this subject line, Gary, and we'll have a look at that? In fact, can you open it in an Incognito window? No? Okay. No, don't worry. So basically, there's a subject line here. Can you just type, doesn't matter what it is, an imaginary email subject line. Phil, do you want some water? Help, I can't see anything. Click on evaluate. So the reason I said to do it in Incognito window is because it asks you to sign up otherwise. So you have to clear your cookies to reuse it.
Okay.
Well done, Gary. Great subject line. So it doesn't contain a sense of urgency, so they give you points for that. So it's quite advanced, the tool. So it would say, like, Phil, do you want some water today? That would get you an extra point.
I think help is quite
Help is quite urgent, but there's no time base. It's like, when do you want the help? Today, tomorrow, next year, at some point? I mean, it's been a while, Gary.
I'm amazed that works.
Yeah, it does work because of the criteria. It's just a computer thing, but it is a pretty good tool. You will have to clear the cookies to use it again, so try an incognito window.
All right.
I hope I can get back to that.
So try it. Do you want some water fill? See what that says. I mean, it's not really a good email subject line.
Today,
Well, we'll try and break it so we get more of the rules that come up, I'd say.
discounted.
Yeah, discounted water, yeah, then it will probably flag it up as a spam word or something. Okay. Okay, so 69. So you basically got the subject is too long. Things like this, which are quite open and cut sort of stuff, open and shut stuff, whatever the saying is. Anyway, it's a pretty useful tool. You can just check your subject lines. You could be using it all day if you wanted to. So shut it down and go back to Prezi. Next one along, which then takes us to content and testing. So you can do, in MailChimp at least, you can do A/B testing. You could test content. So something I might test would be like the header image, using the person's name versus not using it, really emotive content versus quite direct content, longer content versus shorter content, and in MailChimp it will take a percentage and then send it to the winning, like 10%, and then it will send it to the winning one. So it's quite cool. You can do an A/B test on the subject. If you look at this link, Gary, the fresh inbox one. So this is a really cool website. The guy's got loads of resources. I'll just click on the tools maybe. So the carousel email builder, for example. So email, it hasn't got JavaScript or PHP, but this guy's managed to get this carousel working in email. So it's a bit of a technical challenge, but he's achieved it. I don't think they're necessarily brilliant for conversion rates, so I don't use them that often, but it would be something to probably impress a client, and I would never say don't use something without checking it. So one of the tests you might run is whether to do something interactive versus something static. So flick back to Prezi. On to the next one. Time and date and day of the send is pretty important. You're going to find that you have an ideal day for sending. You can go online and check, oh yeah, 6 o'clock is the best time to send. It's not really a good way of looking at marketing where you just take someone's word for some generic data which could be irrelevant to your industry or anything. So I would do the test yourself. Go to automations. So automations are great. Maybe go back one. But don't get lazy because it's automated. People just set and forget, and it's not really the way to do automations. Behavior triggered are my favorite, so that's where you get the branch logic. You can do it so that they clicked on a link. I might have 3 links there: Joomla, WordPress, Drupal. Someone clicks on Joomla, and then I mark it on my list. Phil likes Joomla. I know that I can send him more Joomla stuff. I can do the branch logic as well, and I can even do it so that they click through to the link about Joomla, then they visit a WordPress page, and I say, oh, they also like WordPress, I'm going to add them to that list as well. So you can track in MailChimp. There's a thing called Goal, which will track where they've been on the site, and I think AC Mailing has got something that does the same thing. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, you can do stuff like if they reacted with the email. Slow down, Gary. So if someone's never read your email or opened it, you might feel a bit safer to send them the same email again. If they've definitely read it, you definitely don't want to do that. But if they keep reading stuff, you can maybe mark them as interested customer or really likes this product and stuff like that. Sign up emails we're on to now. They have like an 80% click-through rate, but that's based because people have to verify emails, people have to fill in the profile or whatever the site's asking them to do. So although it has got a good click-through rate, it's a bit like biased in terms of normal email sending, but it still is an opportunity that you should consider if you're getting people to sign up to your list. So next one. So these are like time or date-based emails. So if it's someone's birthday, I've got a restaurant client, and he sends them a week before, have your birthday at my restaurant, we'll give you a free bottle of Prosecco. So that can get, you know, normally you would think it would get more than one person, it might get a whole family in, so it might be a nice booking for him. Tax return for an accountant, he doesn't like it when everyone turns up in April and says, here's my accounts. And he thinks, well, I haven't got time to do it now because everyone else has done the same thing. If he can start sending out emails in January, March, reminding people, get your accounts ready, we get really busy, we won't have time, it helps him out and it helps the customers out. Things like Black Friday, Easter, Christmas, they're all obvious ones that are date-based. To the next one, Gary. But the point of this is basically set and forget. You set it up once and then it does all your customers. And date-based will be sort of after a certain amount of time has passed. So if someone buys a winter holiday, like for skiing for example, you know they probably like skiing, they might go again next year. And you know roughly the time that they was inquiring the first time round. So perhaps next year, a month before, you're emailing them a couple of offers about skiing so that they contact you and don't shop around elsewhere. It's another way to segment people if they buy a summer holiday as well. It's a good way to stop customer churn. So if someone buys from you every 2 weeks and suddenly it's been 4 weeks and they haven't bought from you, you start thinking, well, if they've gone to a competitor, maybe if I just fire them an offer or a reminder or something like that, I could just get them back onto my company rather than a competitor. Or you know, rewarding people for 6 months or something like that. There's loads of ways to use this, but things like customer churn I think is a really, really good use. But you have to have it like e-commerce or something like that to do that. And then you start getting interested in your customer lifetime value and how much does it actually cost you to lose a customer and how much do they normally buy, because it's not just the first purchase. And then you can really look at your customer churn and how much to invest in stopping it and make database decisions. Next one. So RSS is the other way of doing it. So you don't actually get the make content, you pull in a feed from somewhere else, which is what we do on Joomla London. We pull in the Joomla security feed, so we give people updated information on that, and we don't have to write that content, they write it themselves. So we just pull it into the system, and we have got multiple RSS feeds, so we've got security and other things like that. But obviously be careful, because if you don't have a choice about the content that's coming in, it could be something you don't want. So you might pick a good marketing RSS feed or something, and it might be every now and then they just do a pure advertising for themselves, and you say, well, that's not the stuff I want to send to my users. It's a real sales message, I don't like that. And you haven't really got a choice about it with RSS, it just is a feed. But it's good because if you don't get any new content, then it won't send a feed. So we use it in Joomla London. If we update our blog, it will send something out, and if we don't, it obviously won't send them the old data that we've written. So the reason I mentioned some of these, I'm sure you've probably heard of these sorts of things, but with MailChimp, so MailChimp has an experts directory. As like web developers are in the room, it's quite a good way of getting new business. I get quite a bit from it, but also it gives you an opportunity to offer your clients a discount. So if you have less than 2,000 MailChimp subscribers, you get a free account. If you've got more, you have to pay. Well, if my clients come to me and use me for an email template build, I can give them 3 months for free. So it's quite a nice offer that I can give to my clients, and it's a good way to get a new client through the directory, give them an offer, and potentially retain them and get other work out of them off the side of it. Campaign Monitor offer you a way to white label their entire product. So you could have email.squareballoon.co.uk and people will log in to Campaign Monitor with my branding, my colours. They will set up their payment thing, and I choose every time we send 200 emails it costs this much, and add this much on for me, a couple of pennies an email or whatever it is. So it's another potential profit margin for you guys, sales avenue. Sendy is a tool that uses Amazon SES to send, and you can set up different campaigns with different clients. So it's another way for you to become an email agency and to take care of all of your clients' emails. It's another sales avenue. And AC Mailing and AC SMS are obviously email and SMS, and they built into Joomla. We have got one. If you go to, I don't really need to show it. Does everyone know what it is, or? Yeah, yeah. AC Mailing, ACY Mailing, Aki Mailing. Well, if anyone wants to know more about it, we've got it installed on our site. We could have a look, but let's move on. And if someone's really got questions, we'll come to it. So a little bit about coding. So coding is table based, it's horrible, it doesn't use the latest technology, it doesn't use Flexbox, you can't use floats. It's got better, a lot of email clients have improved, but you need to think about your list. So Outlook 2003 is still a thing, some people haven't upgraded, there's loads of companies I meet that Outlook 2007 or something, it's still like yonks ago, you know. So you need to take account of these things. Yeah, it's really painful sometimes. You could just put a space in the wrong place and your whole email is not working. It will take the legitimate size of the original image instead of the size you've told it to take and stuff. So you have to be very careful about how you do this stuff. So top tip number 1 is don't code emails. It's a pain in the arse, and if you're going to start learning it now, yes, it's a pain. And if you're going to start coding it now, I'd say save your time and just partner with someone who already does it. That said, if you do want to learn how to do it, you can always ask me, I'll help you. Here's an email boilerplate I made. If anyone wants it, it's free, download it, tell me, give me some feedback. If you find an error, tell me and I'll fix it. It works with MailChimp, so if you go into MailChimp again, Gary, I'll show you what it looks like. The yellow one up there, yeah. Go to campaigns, so click on the X up the top right. Go to save and exit, top right. And go to campaigns, yeah. And then click on boilerplate, and then on the edit design. Obviously this is very much something I've designed for myself, but it's kind of, once you've got the main part built, it's easy for you to change a logo or whatever. If you hover over stuff, go in, just show, click the plus so you're adding a new section.
Where's the plus?
There.
Oh, yeah.
So click that and then go down to the bottom. You see it's all just like boilerplate stuff, which is easy for me to edit, make for new clients or whatever. So if you hover over that one, you'll see the drop down. If you change that, that's how you make all the different sections. So you could potentially put 2 sections or different stuff, and you just click on it and edit it. The only one that's a bit difficult is this one with the background image, which you have to edit the code, but it's still a good example of how to pull that off. Well, I say a good example, it's a pretty ugly example, but it's just a proof of concept basically, that you go and edit and make it into whatever you want. So skip back to Prezi then, Gary. Go to next one. And again. Other free templates. This one's great. This is what mine's based on. I've just taken it quite a lot further, put some more advanced stuff in there. Foundation is a website framework, but it also has an emails framework, which is good. Befree.io is an actual non-code builder, and if you click on mosaico.io, this one's open source, so you can actually use it. So yeah, if you just if you click on, there's a demo, so yeah, find out more. And click on either template. Yeah, just click on it on the picture. And I think it takes you to the builder. Yeah, just click next a few times. You don't really need to see the tutorial, or close it at the top. This is for if you don't want to code emails. This is something that's already made for you, and you can just click into the content and type over it, and you know, it's just an email builder that you could rearrange stuff. It's kind of similar to the one I've created. Mine's in MailChimp. There's an export. You download it here as HTML, so then you could put it into MailChimp and import it that way, or you could take it anywhere else. It doesn't have to be MailChimp. The point is, it's kind of easy to use without any code. And my one is built specifically for MailChimp or not MailChimp. Yeah. MailChimp's on my one, for example, if you build the last module, you can't drag it. You have to build another one and then drag the second last one, then remove it. Yeah, so it does have its flaws. It's an old system, MailChimp email builder. This one's quite new. It's open source. Just if you want a tool. So back to Prezi. I think we're kind of done, so go to the next bit. Here's some resources. If you're going to do coding, this one will come in handy. It tells you what works and what doesn't. Really good emails, it's just pictures of really good emails, so it's inspiration. Fresh inbox we already covered. It's got a carousel and a few other things. If you want to ask me questions, just tweet me, because I do a bit of coding, so I can probably help you quite quickly. If you go to the next bit, and I had added another bullet, which is basically the future of email. Alexa is now able to read out your emails to you. So there's a possibility that you have audible calls to action, which are slightly different from maybe click here or whatever. Perhaps you don't want click here if it's on Amazon. So hopefully one day there will be a way to select that and be like, say yes to do it or something like that. But it's important to be aware that because it's reading it, perhaps the way you write is not the same when you're making an email and when it's being read out loud by Alexa. It's not perfect yet. It will read the entire email, so you could be there for some time while it reads it all. And if you shut it down and reopen it, it just carries on reading it. So it's not perfect yet, but that's the future basically. Okay, Google, Alexa, Siri, all of those things. I'm going to start working on it. And that's me. Any questions?
Any questions? I'm going to put can we have the URL for going through the slides?
Yeah, I'll put the most up-to-date one on somewhere. We'll put it on social media. We'll probably do a blog about it, are we? Yeah. I don't think
I think we're going to kind of put notes in, and we're not going to run through the whole thing.
We're not going to blog about the entire thing. Yeah, we might put the video up.
Video go up.
But we'll probably put the links and maybe on social media. So
we've already got today's agenda, so we could also put it into today's agenda, so so they build up as well.
Sure, whatever way's better, and obviously we'll tweet about it and Facebook. So follow us on those things.
Can I ask a question, Eoin?
Yes.
You were saying when you were doing segmentation.
Yes.
That you could separate these people out into, they like shoes, sports shoes.
Yeah.
Expensive shoes.
Yeah.
When you say you segregate them, segment them, where are you doing that? Are you doing that within MailChimp?
If you're using, whatever tool you're using, the point is that that's where you're aiming for. That's what personalisation really means, is segmenting people into interest groups so you get more relevant emails. In MailChimp there's a way of doing it so that if they've opened an email you can make something happen, if they've clicked a button you can make something happen, if they've visited a page they can make something happen. I think it's the same in AC mailing, ACI mailing, ACY mailing, whatever you want to call it. I think they could do all that as well. So
tags now, which I've been using
in MailChimp, have they? Right, yeah.
So they've gone further than the straightforward segmentation.
Yeah, right.
So you can now add a tag. So
yeah.
they're responding to something very specific.
Yeah.
Within a segment.
Right. So yeah. So you can like.
You can't have segment to segment, so they've added tags.
But I normally use the there's a fields that you can use, and I normally put them into fields.
It's very easy to have a go at it.
Yeah. All right. I'll have a look. It's
about 3 months ago.
Yeah. I saw it. I haven't really used it, but they have groups as well, but I'm not really a big fan of it because I prefer to use the fields.
And now they've introduced tags because it's much more refined.
Yeah. And they've got, if you've got a big list, they've got the advanced MailChimp with loads more data analysis on it. But yeah, so to help you with the question, basically to get these things, it's really easy to look at it from an e-commerce point of view that they visited a shoe page, but if you can start offering them relevant information, and you wouldn't want to offer it all in the email because if they click, that's when you know that they liked it. But you cleverly try and get them to segment themselves. You have to be quite clever with it. And if you want some data, you'll have to just ask them to fill in a form, in which case you might have to offer them something or an incentive somehow. But the important thing is to collect the data and start segmenting at the beginning. You don't want to get to 10,000 people and go, oh, I don't actually know anything about these people. It's really hard to get them engaged, to then give you the information. Far better to do it at the beginning and pick it up as you go along. Any more questions? Did I answer your question?
Yes, you did, thank you. It's just that most of the mailing I've done has been very low numbers, so I haven't really got into that segmentation.
Well, low numbers, if you're selling £1 bracelets, low numbers is a problem. If you're selling £100,000 diamonds, low numbers might not be a problem, but you still have to have a strategy and a thought behind how you're doing things.
Can't always do the A/B testing with low numbers. I think
Yeah, it's kind of.
With MailChimp is 5,000, they reckon.
It's not going to be too relevant if it's low numbers. You'll be making decisions on.
5,000 to be able to.
Yeah, otherwise it's bad data.
Split testing, but.
Yeah, no, I'm doing it for a charity, and at the moment we're talking under 200 people on the mailing list.
You can still start.
The charity wants to go off into have different areas that they're going to cover, different areas of interest.
Yeah.
And I think that would be interesting then to be able to say, well, these people are interested in this, interested in this and this.
Well, in MailChimp, are you using MailChimp or how are you doing?
MailChimp.
Yeah, so in MailChimp you can set up fields and you can have like list of interests and you can set up hidden fields as well. So when they update their preferences, it shows all the fields unless you've hidden them. So you have to be a bit careful. Like you wouldn't want to have a field called how much do they earn and they could see it and go, why are they storing this data, you know? But you might even be breaching GDPR, but if you have brackets of roughly high earners, low earners, you know, you wouldn't want them to know that you consider them that, but so you'd hide it. But yeah, I would ask people at first. You can just send the thing, look, we want to send you relevant emails, can you tell us what you're interested in? Or have an email with some offers, like 3 things, you know, Joomla, Drupal, WordPress, and when they click on it, then it automatically puts them into either a new list or gives them a certain type of within the fields, fills it in the interests.
You know, all that functionality you just mentioned there, is that available for the free service as well? Or paid? Because I've used it in the past, but it's been a while since I've used it.
I've got an account which I've had for ages, and I think it's grandfathered, so I've got all of the ability to do stuff. So I'm not really sure if the new accounts have it. But it's one of the things you have to dig a bit deeper in MailChimp, and you'll find this stuff. But it's only because I'm obviously been doing it a long time, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of useful. There's other apps out there which will do a lot more branch logic, a lot easier. So think about things like that. Did you have a question?
Do you find that a lot, so when you say take on a new client and you start and they've got no mailing list whatsoever,
Yeah.
do you find that it's very slow to start and people just think, oh, this is a waste of time?
Well, I would say if you've got no list, then you need to have a strategy to grow your list. It depends on your industry. There's loads of ways of doing it. I had one guy who was he was selling holidays, and he found this service. You ever seen the Gadget Show where they offer you like the prizes at the end, and it's just like a truckload of TVs and all sorts, right? And you just every time you think, what would I do with all them TVs? Well, this was offering like prizes like that. So you were just thinking, geez, I'd love to win that. And because he was like customer facing, it was quite a good way of him getting leads for people who were interested in quite upmarket goods. So potentially they could be interested in holidays. So he did that and he grew his list quite quickly. But also he was using social media quite a lot to grow his list, posting the best deals and stuff like that. So I think social with a funnel can work quite well. There's apps like ShortStack, which you can use with Facebook on your page. So you can run like competitions and stuff like that. And when you do that, you can ask people to do a bit more information than you might normally ask, because you can win something, they'll give it to you. ShortStack's got loads of stuff, it's quite useful. Yeah, I think it's called ShortStack app. I was going to wear that t-shirt today, but I didn't. But it's got a free version. It'll take you a while to set it up, and if you want it to look nice, you can spend quite a while on it. But if you're not bothered and say it looks nice enough out of the box, you can do it. And if you go for the paid version, you can do some really neat stuff. But yeah, using those in combination, a bit of advertising on social media with the competition, you can grow your list quite quickly. But it just depends on your industry. You're not really going to be looking at the competition if you're an IFA, unless you're like win a Bentley or a holiday or something interesting like that, in which case then you might have a higher ticket item and ask for some quite detailed information. But yeah, it depends. You just have a strategy for the individual business. Yeah, it's hard to grow. What I find is people try and take shortcuts, and it just doesn't work like that.
It's getting a bit on for time, so they shut at 9, but that's brilliant, thanks.
Cool, thank you.
Tonight's part is the Flowers of the Forest, pretty designated one. Which is quite close by. It's just across the road
Should have
from where
gone
the
over
where you put the other bar machine. It's